Hi guys, welcome back. Oh, take those glasses.
Welcome everybody.
That's enough to make your eyes go bad, that is. Right, welcome back. Continuing on a little bit, we're still doing a little bit of learning because we've done our turning. We're experts on that now. We know how to turn without getting catches. We know how to mount our pieces. We know how to do mortars, tenons. We know whether we want to do side grain, end grain. So now there's the big issue is if, you know, we're using our carbide, then it's not a problem. You can do anything with the Type 3 set, but I've always said use everything. So, biggest bugbear in it is sharpening. Oh, sharpening, what a bugbear that is, and the cost of it, especially if you're new to turning. You know, when you've been turning for years, you build up a collection of things and you get things over the years and you learn. Now you can always go to the option of freehand turning. Personally, I wouldn't bother, guys. You know, you can ruin a lot of chisels when you're learning to do it. It's different. I can freehand grind. I grind metal all the time, but I don't do it for sharpening because the one thing you do want is a very repetitive and an accurate grind, a perfect grind if you want to get the perfect cuts. So, biggest problem with that is the cost of it, isn't it? Because we all know. Now, I did a video back a little while about doing a cheap way of sharpening, and you can use your lathe. But I know a lot of people sort of are like, yeah, but then if you want to sharpen in between, you've got to take your bowl off and put it, you know, mount that sharpen and you lose center and stuff. I mean, you could say, well, if you've got two chucks, you just unscrew the chuck and screw one on, or if you turn without scraping and don't blunt your tools, then you should be able to get the whole bowl done anyway without having to sharpen. But anyway, that's another point. We need to sharpen them. Right, I'm going to take it. You've got a grinder. You're going to need a grinder, some sort of grinder, okay? You're just starting out. You can pick up a cheap one. Go to Lidl's, they do them. You know, they're cheap enough. It will do. It will get you by, okay? Now, what I've done today, because I always sharpen on mine with my CBN wheels and that, and I've shown you all that. I've got a video up about my sharpening system. But that's very expensive to get that all set up, you know. I mean, mine, I didn't buy, I actually converted a lathe. So if you're going to go and buy a lathe to convert, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So I've brought my grinder in from my other workshop. I've got my grinder over there. And I'm going to show you a very cheap and easy way, an accurate way to sharpen your tools, okay? And this is, you'll all be able to do it. Right now, we all know these sort of things. I love these. I've got two. I've got the true grind one. And I've got the Wolverine. I love the Wolverine. I prefer the Wolverine, personally. But that was nearly £100 just for that. That was about any other guide bits because I had my own, so I just bought that. So that's bloody expensive. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it out of some wood, okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves one of these, okay? To hold our tools. Now I know I've done one on the other one, but we're going to make another one. We're going to make this, okay? To hold our tools in to do our sharpening. Now I'm going to give you some measurements and some angles so you will know what to make it at, because the biggest problem is what angle. Right, okay, this angle on here, my Wolverine, it's adjustable, but I have it set at this. Now this angle from the straight to this arm is 45 degrees, so that's 45 degrees, okay? That's basically what I use for 90% of my sharpening, okay? I never change my angle by moving this. I change my angle by my protrusion. It works for me. Right? Other people might argue it, well then let them show you, do a video and show you how to make their one.
Exactly.
I'm showing you how to do my grinds. And you've seen what my grinds can do, so, right. So, we're going to make this because we're not going to pay out for all that. So, this is just a few simple parts. Now, you're going to want to get yourself one of these. They're very cheap to buy. Just go to Screwfix or something. These little threaded inserts, okay, and a little knob, okay. And you're going to want to get that. So you can pick them up on eBay. If you haven't, I mean, you know, if you want to use other ways of doing it, I wouldn't advise tapping the wood. It won't last very long. Easy enough. Just get yourself a little thing like that. They're so cheap to buy. Okay. So we've got to have one of those. We're going to need to make this piece, okay? So we're just going to use a bit of scrap beech. That's a piece of beech, okay? Just it's 45 by 45. It's about 5 inches, but we're only going to use a small bit, so we're going to have that. And then for that, this is just a piece of the pine I was cutting down. So that's all it is. That's going to make our handle. So that's it. So that's all we want is those. Most expensive part you're going to buy is going to be this little thing. You might have one lying about. You might be able to nick one off of something, you know, the wife's exercise machine or something like that. Go and nick them off of it or whatever. Do something, you know.
Hopefully she doesn't collapse on the floor.
Okay. First thing we're going to do, we've got to do our 45-degree angle for that. Okay, so we want that. Right, now, I'm doing this. So there's so many tools. I've got so many tools to do things and angles. I'm doing this for the person that might just be doing this in their shed, has got a few basic tools. Okay, this is, everyone can make this. There's no excuses. Right, okay. Come over here and join me. Right, so what we're going to do first off, I'm going to use this. I'm going to put a 45-degree angle on this piece of wood. So I've just got this little jig. You do whatever you've got, right? So I'm just putting 45-degree. That's it. Now with that, I want Lisa to come around here now, so she can stand over there. So
Okay.
and look this way. You okay?
Yep.
Right. Okay then. Right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this in my vise here. Okay. And all I'm going to do is line that up for 45 degrees. Now, yes, I know there's other ways you can do it, but this is what we're doing, nice and easy. Nothing complicated. Right, so we've popped that in there. Now I need to drill this hole, okay?
So it's actually on that mark where you mark
in here.
45 degree, yeah?
Yeah, I've used the line just so I know that is now 45 degree, okay? There's a reason for that, and that will all become apparent.
Okay.
Right, okay, so I've got that hole sloping in, and I'm gonna have it, so basically I want my hole to start anywhere on here because I'm gonna cut it down. So, but I want to be center of this piece. So I'm gonna mark up. I've got 45 mil, right? So 22.5 is about there. So that's gonna be my center. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and do it here a bit cack-handed, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off by going a little hole in this way. Just a little bit, like that. Just so my drill bit can get a purchase here. Now just keep your drill upright. Oops, sorry. I was having a look then. Right, now you can go in fairly deep with the hole, okay? It doesn't matter because we're going to be turning. The hole goes, you can't see it there, there you can see it there. The hole actually goes straight through on this. That hole goes right through. Yep. It doesn't matter, it's not going to cause you any problems. Just so you know you've got it deep enough. Right, so now we've got this piece of wood and we've got a hole going 45 degrees straight in there, okay? And that's why I've put that like that to make it easy. There's no worries about finding the angle. All you've got to do is make sure your drill is upright, okay? So just look down it, make sure it's upright, make sure it's straight that way, boom, like that, drill. Boom. That's it, done. That's the most technical bit done, out of the way. Right, now Lisa's going to come back round here. So I'm going to do that up so it's not in the way. Lisa's going to come back round. I'm going to come back round this way. Right, so that's going to be my top end. Now I'm just going to pop this on here, just between centres. Right, so, and we are very quickly going to just turn this to just to round, okay? We haven't got to put any tenons or anything like that on. We are literally just going to turn it to round. So I'm going to put my face shield on because we're turning. Start the lathe up. Right. There we go. We're round. Okay, so we're round. So now that's cleaned our hole up now around the edging. So we don't have to worry about tear out and things like that. Okay, let me just check that. Yeah, we're okay. Right, I'm going to take this off and put a chuck on, and we're going to drill a hole. So I've got to hold that, will that hold in there? No, right, won't, right, so okay, these jaws. These jaws will be fine. We're just drilling now. So what I'm going to do, pop that in there. I'm going to bring my live centre up, pop it in there for a second. That makes sure everything is straight. Okay, so we've got everything nice and straight. So we'll just give that a nice little nip. We'll take that away, and now we're going to drill this. Now I would, oh, sorry guys, sorry. I would hope that by this stage you have got yourself a chuck for your lathe. I'm just going to nip behind Lisa and quickly grab a drill bit. Stay there. Right, now this is, I'm using here a 16mm drill bit. Now what you've got to do is you've got to drill a hole that's going to take your biggest chisel you want to sharpen. Okay, so now I'm doing it, it will take any of these bowl gouges and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Right, now I'm just going to bring that up there, lock that off there, start the lathe up, turn my speed down. I'm just over 1000 RPM. And we're just going to drill. Going to start the, just make a little bit of a screeching noise. Just bring that out. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of wax on it. It will already be hot enough to get a bit on there. That stops it screeching. I'm going to pop that down in there and just go a little bit further. We don't need to go too far as long as we've got in deep enough. You can't go too deep because we're parting our bit off, so it really doesn't matter. There we go. Right, that's it, done. Okay, I'll pop that drill bit over there for now. Right, now, really, I suppose it just depends on what size, how big you want this to actually be. I mean, I turned this one down to quite a bit smaller than that. This actual diameter of this one, for what I made this, because I know people will ask me. I'm giving you the measurements, okay? Right, this is actually 35mm, this one, okay? So I don't need it as big as that piece, that's 40 odd. So, and what I'm going to have it, the length of this one I've done at 45mm, so it's 45mm long and it's 35mm that way. So I'm going to make it pretty much the same. I'm going to do it the same. I'm going to pop that in because it just gives me a little bit of support. Got a hole there, might as well stick something in it. Right, I'm going to just bring that to there, and I'm just going to take it down a little bit more than what it is, okay? Because, like I said, I don't need it as big as that. Right, speed goes back up. Right, okay. Nearly there, tiny little bit more. That'll do. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's going to be fine for me. Right, now if you want to put any little patterns on it and do anything fancy, that's up to you, you can. Right, but what I want now is I want that hole to be pretty much the same as there. I'm going to give you the measurements for this in a minute. Right, there we go. We know we're 45 mil long, okay, and the hole is pretty much in the centre. Okay, it's 2.5 inches, and we are the very front of the hole there is 2 1/4. So we're pretty much bang in the middle with our hole. And what we're going to do, we're just going to part these off now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen that right up. It's just going to give me the very tiniest little bit, like it's not really gripping. Okay, that's just as I'm going with the pine tool. I don't want it to push slightly because it's only in the chuck there. Right, okay. So I'm going to part this off. Right, that's that one gone. Super pip. Right, and now this one. There we go. Right, and that's got our hole right through the middle, okay? I've just got to push the drill bit through there. I think I might have parted up a little bit further, but that's going to be fine. We're going to put the drill bit through it so it cleans it up inside in a minute. Okay. What was I doing? Well, I'm taking that out of the chuck. I'm going to take this off. Right. I'll take that out of there for a minute. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this up. So I'm just going to put because we've got a bit of fluff all around the outside where I parted it off. So I'm just going to put the drill in my drill. And that way I can just hold it and just go through like so. Okay? It was just, there we go. That's like,
yeah.
So we've got our hole drilled through, and that hole goes right through, okay? Doesn't cause us a problem. Let me get that one out of the way, because that's the one we've done before, like Blue Peter. We've done that one earlier. All right, John. I won't need the drill, but it's all right. In the drill. Right, now I need to drill a hole through this. So I'm going to basically eyeball where that centre of that hole is. There. Come up here with a line, and then bring my line down here, and I want to go around about the middle there. I've got to put a hole for the screw to go into. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this into the vise. Try and get it straight as you can, and we're just going to drill out. Oh, no. It's moved. I didn't over tighten it, so. That's it. This isn't the sharpest of drill bits, that one actually. I'm going to change it. I've got another 8mm here, I think. I think actually that's 9mm, that one, which is what I need for those things. They're 9mm. That's better. Right, so I'm going to take that one out, and I'm just going to use this just to open that hole a little bit, because like I said, it's 9mm I need. That's it. Right, and that's for this insert to go into. So I'm now going to pop that in. You just pop it on there. Now, because this is hardwood, they can tend to be a bit tight for getting in. Just going to just split that wood a little bit, but that'll be all right. Right, I'm going to have to open that a fraction more, that hole. It's going to be very tight because it's beech. So it's going to be a little bit tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get it in and give it a little wiggle. A little wiggle might help it. Well, they're a bit tight, and it works all right if you're putting that into a bit of pine or something, but if you're putting it into a bit of beech, it's a bit tight. It tends to really bite it. Come out again. They're a pain. I hate these little things. I bloody hate them. But never mind. It's what we need. Oh, it's going crooked again. It will get there, don't worry. Well, I'm going to go, obviously 9mm a little bit. I've got a 10 here, so I'm going to go to a 10mm. And it'll probably be too loose, but never mind.
I need a 9.5.
Yeah, I haven't got a 9.5. Oh, moving. Right, there we go. That's it, that's all right. Where did I put the thing? I've got a screw in it. I've lost it.
Can't look back on the video.
I've just, sorry guys, I've just taken it out and I've lost it.
Didn't fall. I didn't hear
No,
it.
it didn't fall on the floor.
No.
I'm sorry guys, I've lost my little screw thing. I've just had it in my hand. There it is, it's falling down there. Right, I've got it. Panic's over. Don't panic.
Mr. Mandarin.
Right, there we go. Now we're screwing in. Now we've got it. Right. Okay, so we've put that bit in. It needed a 10mm. I thought it was going to be a 9 on that, but it needed a 10. Right, what I'm going to do... Actually, that should be all right. There's a little bit of fluff around it, but it shouldn't matter. It should be all right because the fluid will be there. Right, so now I'm going to put my screw in. Hopefully it's going to go through it. Yep. Right, so we've got that bit done. Okay. And our screw goes right through on that inside. Okay. Take your time and clean it up on the inside. I haven't worried, I'm just getting it done. Okay. Right. That's that made up. We're leaving that there. Now we've got to make one of these. Okay. Our thing to go into that. So I'm going to use my little bit of pine. Take this off. And I should give you some measurements for using that in a bit. Don't worry, you'll have all the measurements. And listen to it, because if you message me and say, what measurement did you do this or do that? I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you go and watch the video. Okay? The video is here to tell you, and you will have all the measurements. Right, this piece of wood, because we know our bit we've used there, we were 35mm. Okay, 35mm by 40mm, and I've done a 16mm hole through there, and I did a 9mm hole into there. Okay,
it was 45.
at 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Right, we've now got our little piece for our handle, a little bit of pine. This is 6.5 inch or 170mm. Okay, and it is just an inch square piece. Irrelevant because we're going to turn it down to what we want. So just between centres there. Okay, that's that. Come up here. Okay, right. That's out of the way. Get that out of the way. Screwdriver back up there out of the way. You don't need that. Quick mouthful of coffee. So I hope you're following already. This is just to making the jig, but as you see guys, it's literally minutes to make it. If you want to go and pay 200 and odd quid for a sharpening system, then go and do it. You won't regret it. I'll tell you, if you buy one of those Wolverines, they're fantastic. The Wolverine jig is absolutely fantastic. But if you're starting out new and you go and buy a Wolverine system for your grinder and all the bits and pieces, and then you decide you want to go for a Pro Edge, well, you've wasted your money because that's no good for a Pro Edge.
Right.
So gives you a chance to decide what you want to do. Right, okay, we're just going to turn this down, so let's have a little bit of fun while doing it and use excuses. Okay, so, oops. Watch when you're putting your chisel on there, don't hit anything. Right, okay, so I've got a 10mm spanner here. I'm going to put this as a, to start the tenon at the end there. Just like that, okay. That gives me 10mm, and I know that's 9mm, so I'm just going to come down to about there. Right, and if I just put a slight, it's wood, so it's pine, so if I put a slight taper to it, like that, I know that's going to pop in and hold, see? I mean, you can glue it anyway. Right, and now we're just going to bring it down a little bit. Just roll the end like so, make it a little bit pretty if you want. Make it a bit like a bead. There we go. Doesn't really matter how thick you make this bit, it's up to you really. It doesn't need to be thick. Right, now at the end here, we really want like a, we want to sort of go for a little ball type thing, yeah, on the end. So this is what we're doing. So at the moment we've got the same length, we're near enough there. So we're just going to bring this down. So all I want to do is a little ball on the end, okay, and then one goes just on this end. And again, you know, if you want to pretty it up because it's something you've made, then you can pretty it up a little bit, do whatever you want to do with it, alright? I mean, this, to be perfectly honest guys, this isn't something that has to be temporary. This can last you for a long time. You can use this for many years. Right, what are we going to do? A little bit of sandpaper. Gonna
Tickle it.
just clean it up, okay? A little bit like so. Oh. There we go, done. Right, so I'm going to go back to my skew and just now just take this off. There we go. Little twist. All of that. Took out the middle. Wasn't what I was planning on doing. Right, there we go. Right, that's all we want. See, we've got a little ball on the end, a little bit there. We're going to see if that fits in. This is our big bit. We're going to come up here, and what do you know, it's a fit. Right, so there we go. Okay, we've made our piece. All right, and we've got that, and that should be around 45 degrees. Right. Don't get anal about it. If it ends up that it turned out to be 48 degrees or 47 degrees or 41 degrees, it ain't gonna be a problem. Don't worry about it. Okay. Right, now we're gonna get rid of this one. This one's going over there, and we've got our jig. Okay, so we're gonna leave that here. Now we need to sort out a bit for the grinder. Okay. Now I can You gonna follow me over?
I'm going to follow you.
Let me get that bin out of the way.
Yeah.
You put the bin over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my coffee there for a second, guys. And yes, I am. I'm gonna throw a little bit more wood on my fire before I get started. Oh, it's lovely.
Stoke up the fire.
Yeah, I'll just stoke up the fire a little bit, okay? Right, that's it. Oh, that's hot. Right, okay. Next bit.
Yeah.
You're going to want a piece of wood. Now, it depends. I've got my grinder mounted on this piece here. This is for my other workshop. I've brought it into here. I've just clamped it onto the table, okay, for now, just to bring it in. So, this piece I've got here is 18 inches long. It's just a piece of... This is for mine. Yours will be whatever it is for your grinder, okay? 60mm, okay? And I've cut this to... It's just under 30mm there. It's an inch. Because what I need from your board, whatever you're mounted on, right? I've got 6 inches there. You want 5 inches, okay? So from this, the top of this piece of wood that's going to be your part of your jig, you want 5 inches from that to the center. Okay, so not 5 inches from the platform. The platform up to there is 6 inches on my grinder. Depending what block you've got yours on, I've got mine mounted on a block here. Yours might be 8 inches, it might be 4 inches, whatever. Get it to when you put this jig here. You don't have to have as thick a bit of that, but I'd make it fairly substantial if you want it to last. Right, so from that, you want 5 inches from there to the center of your wheel, okay? Right, now all we've got to do is screw this on. So we're going to make a couple of little pilot holes. So we're going, yeah, you're right there, yeah. So I'm just going to pop a hole there, and then that's going to be at the front. I can get to that. Right, I'm going to pop a little hole there. That's it, that's all I need at the moment. And now you want to get it straight under, right in the center of your wheel there. Okay, so it's just going to stick out here like this, and we're just going to screw it down. And again, for you creative guys out there, if you want to cut some slots in this and put some bolts through and make it adjustable, slide about, do all that, that's entirely up to you. But for a quick, easy sharpening system, that is all you need, okay? That is it. Doesn't need to be adjustable, because like I said, all my grinds, I adjust by my protrusion. I don't have to move this. It's quite rare, but if you do, you can adjust. You can have different settings on it. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to swivel back round here.
You want me to swivel? No.
I've got, yeah, come round here.
I'm swiveling.
Right, okay guys, I've got my jig and I'm going to grab a tool. Now, I would have liked to have had a new unused tool for you, but I haven't got one. And I'm not going to go and buy one because I don't really need one. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this one. Okay, this is, I've got 2 of these exactly the same. This is just a record power, okay? It's a record power, it's 1/2 inch, well, it's a 13mm shank, okay? But it has a 10mm flute, so they call it a 3/8, okay? And I'm going to start with that. Now, for my sharpening on here, and I'll give you the measurements I use for my grinds, I use 3 different protrusions for my grinds, okay? I have, hang on, I'm going to just clean that. I've got a little bit of wood that's popped up on that bit there, and I'm just going to clean it, and all I'm going to do, because it's lifting my gouge up, all I'm going to do is put my drill bit in and let it cut that off. Get that up out of the way. Sorry about it, guys. Come on, turn, that's it. I just had a bit of flow. I should have put the drill bit through it again after doing that bit. That's it. It's just catching. Sorry guys, I'm going to put it in the drill and do it with the drill because I'm just catching on that. You want to make sure it comes through nice and flat. It's just there. Oh, I'll put the handle out. I think it's the handle that's doing it. Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, I've made that little tenon bit just a tiny bit long. That's all. I'm going to do that 2 seconds. You can watch me do it if you want. It's going to be very quick.
That's it.
That's it. Done. Sorry guys, it was just that. I just made that little tenon bit a little bit long. It wasn't the fluff of the inside, it was that actual tenon bit pushing up, which was going to kick the... That's it, look, the tool wasn't sitting flat.
Go, yeah.
So it is now. Just a minor adjustment, that's all. When you're doing it for the camera, as I say, when you're doing this for yourself,
You'll be taking your
you
time.
take your time with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can clamp our tool. Now, I have 3 different settings, okay, like I said. I've got a jig here for mine. 50mm, 67mm and 72mm. That's what changes my grind. So I do a lot of my grinds with. So I'm pushing this to 50 because we want this for doing bowls. It's a little bowl gouge. So we're going to tighten it down. We're going to have a look at that and we're going to make sure our flute is straight up, which it is. Okay, I should probably glue this in, but it'll do for now. It'll do for now. We're very, very gentle we go when we do this sort of thing. Right, I'm going to take this out of here. I want this 10mm drill bit. And now I've already got a grind on this, so I'm just going to follow here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to check. Right, so, and I will give you the measurements of this. Right, that's going to be fine. It's going to change my grind slightly. I'm not bothered about that. It's changing the grind. I'm going to put a new grind on this tool. So I'm going to mark that there. Okay. And all I've got to do now is drill a little hole. Like that. Just a little bit. Doesn't go through, just goes into it. Just so our ball can sit in there. All right. We could maybe do with a slightly bigger hole than that. But a little wiggle. Right, okay. So my ball's going to sit there. Right, I can see that's on there. I can see that's on my bevel. So I know that's okay. Now I know that will be repeatable. But obviously, we've got stone wheels. And as these move, you will want to adjust. Okay, but we've only got 2 screws. We can just push it in, screw it down again. It's not a problem. Or like I said, if you're creative, you can make this adjustment. It's bloody hot in here now, isn't it?
It is a little.
I can hear the chimney going. Right, okay, so that's our set for our first grind. We've got that, and what we're going to do is we're going to sharpen up now. So we're all set for this. Now, I don't normally sharpen on these, and I've just bought that. I got rid of my grinder and then I decided I wanted another one, so I just bought this one. Okay, it's Record Power's sort of new revamp of their one. What the hell they're doing by putting a 25mm wheel here and a 40mm white stone here? This is so out of balance, it vibrates like mad. I hate it. I'm going to be changing the wheels. But look, the thing that really bothers it is they give you a big case in here and a narrow case in here, so even if you want to match the wheels up, you can't put a bigger wheel in this side because of the casing. But there you go, whatever. It doesn't matter to me where it is in my workshop because it's all bolted down and it doesn't cause a problem. But right, it's not too bad. I've got a bit of router matting underneath it. I've got it clamped, otherwise it would rattle all over the place. Right, now we've got a stone wheel. Very gentle, guys. Don't be pushing it on. This is very, very gentle work. Okay. We are just going to touch, very gentle, okay, like this. Now I can see straight away that's going to change the grind of this slightly. Now this will be, I'm just going to look at it. Yep, that's going all right. I might need to just twist it a fraction that way, but that looks all right. Okay, so I'm going to come over. Really, really gentle, guys. This is stones. Thank Christ for the invention of CBM wheels and for making them so available to us now. A little bit on the nose. Remember, if you get a little bit of a beak, you need to take a little bit off the nose. Right, that's it. Right, okay, so now we've got a single facet going all the way around, okay? And that's where my relief was for the one before. So now I want to put another relief bevel on. So all I want to do, I want another hole roughly 1 inch forward from that one. Again, nothing has to be... Sorry, I'm going to try and stop that rattling. That's it, Lisa's going to hold it. Nothing has to be exact measurements here. Roughly does. Right, now I'm going to come back to that hole. And we're going to put our relief bevel on. Right, cool, that takes that down really quick. Look at that, I've got hardly any bevel. I'm going back to the first one. I hate stones. Stone wheels, I hate them. And fast speed grinders. That's it. Right, okay, guys. Right, we've got a single facet, and I'm just going to quickly get that again. I've taken a bit of my second bevel away. There we go. Right. So we're going to take that out. So that is... Let me give you some measurements first. That was with a 50mm protrusion on that one. See, this is another thing with these grinders, isn't it? It takes forever. My one's stopped by now. Doopy doopy doo. Yeah, that stopped it, didn't it? Right, okay, so if I put this here for the front of my wheel, and I'll put a line there. Right, so from the front of my wheel to there, to the centre of that hole, I've got 5 1/4 inches, or 130. You can say 135mm, okay? That's to the centre of this hole here. Okay, so the centre of that one, I'm going to write on here, 5 1/4 inches, right? And then this one is just basically 1 inch in front of that one, 4 1/4. Okay, now, if you're sharpening a bowl gouge on here, it's going to be taking you a very long time before you're going to wear this wheel down, if you're just doing touch-ups. So you're not going to have to worry too much about moving this in or out. If you notice your grind's starting to change slightly, you could move this in a fraction to counteract for the wear on the wheel. It's the beauty of CBM wheels. Or you could just protrude your tool a fraction more. It will give you the same. Now this 50mm out of here will give me a 50mm grind, okay, on here. So I've got a 50mm, a 50 degree angle, yeah. Okay, on the front of here. If I want a 45, then I'll push that through to 67. That will give me a 45 degree angle. And then if I want a steeper grind for some other things, the 30 degree, if I go out, I normally use that one for my roughing gouges, the 72. If I go for 72mm protrusion, that'll give me a 30 degree angle, okay? So that's the angle. So they're the measurements, you've heard them here. And that's it. I'm not repeating it. So it's no good messaging me saying, What size did I do that at? You've heard it. I've told you. Right, okay, so let's see, how did we do?
You've been told.
Okay, how did we do? We've just gone and sharpened, and that's repeatable, right? And it's as quick and easy as that. It's just like I said, with a stone wheel like that, and turning on a fast grinder like that, that can really remove that metal so quick, so quick. I could do that on there and I just wouldn't remove that wood nowhere near as quick as that. But it's all good. We didn't heat it up, we haven't blued it. Very gentle. Be very gentle with it. You're just brushing it across it, okay? Remember, we've discussed that, shaving your nutsack. As gentle as that. Okay, right, we're going to put this piece of wood on. We're going to just pop it between centres here, and we're going to see how we've done. Okay, because we've just sharpened up our, there we go, tighten that in, everything's nice and tight. Power tool rest in. Right, so our little bit of scrap wood we've got, and we've sharpened our gouge up. Yep, we've got a single facet. This is the most important thing, okay, is this single facet that goes all the way around the top of your tool, okay? This is just my relief. I don't want the bevel to be that full length. I only want that much bevel on this, okay? That is the most important thing. Keep that as a single facet. That will enable you to do your depth control, okay? If you've got all multis, you'll have lines in your piece, and you have to come back and do it with scrapers and things to clean it up. Okay, a groove in your tool will give you a groove in your piece. Simple as that. Even that thin little facet change will do it. Right, okay. Let's put this on. Let's start her up. Stand over here. Let it speed up, and we're going to see how our gouge is done. Oh, we're going a little bit. We're taking a big cut. Okay, there we go. It's just between centres. That's why I like it, because if I go too heavy, and I'm going heavy because I'm just showing you what this tool can do. Remember, cut in, don't scrape it. And you can't do what I do with a spindle gouge. You can't drop it like that. I was forgetting myself there. Right, so if I put a tiny little shelf there, I can get my tool on there. You come in, give yourself a nice clean up cut. So now if I do another one, you can come in. You can say that's going to be for our tenant. Okay, so again, because when you come in like this, there's always that chance you'll get that little skip. Easiest way, because you don't want catches. This is what I tried to get across. There's other ways of doing things, but you don't want to get catches. I'm just showing you a way you won't get catches. So a little nip in with the tip, just a little nip like that, cut it in. You've got somewhere for your bevel to go. Okay, and if you run your bevel forward, you've got your depth gauge. If you come to the middle, just close the flute. Okay? So just close it, like so. Now we've got to come in. This is not the best to do a tenon with, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to come in there, and then we're going to come across again. Right. Yeah, we've sort of got a dovetail. We haven't really, but it'll do. Right, so again, coming in, we're just going to come in and we're going to run on our bevel. If you take making a bit too deep a cut, just back it off a little bit. That's all you've got to do. You can see, look, there's centre. You see where I'm cutting. You don't want to go on centre, that's where all the catches happen. Right, okay. Right, we haven't got a bad looking finish on that, look at that. Okay. Considering we just sharpened our tool in our cheap little gouge, our cheap little jig. Oh, look at these, look, look.
I know, it's everywhere.
Well, that ain't bad. We know we got it sharp. Look at all these shavings. They've gone everywhere. Look at it. Right, well, let's see what we're like. Right, I say bulb gouge isn't the best for putting a dovetail on, but I don't know whether we got a dovetail or not. I don't think we did actually. We didn't, but I'm not perfect round, so I've bit in there. I believe I've got that well enough. I will chance it. My choice, okay? My choice to chance it. I'll chance it for the camera. You watch that fly off.
Might make some
I haven't got a
viewing.
dovetail. Okay, it's in the dovetail jaws, but I haven't got a dovetail. Would be better to go off to a spindle gouge or something to put that on. I've got totally the wrong grind there for putting dovetails on. Right now, I like mine. Some people like to set it so they're below centre. I like mine so when my tool is there, it's on centre. I'm a little bit low. I don't like mine low, I like it bang on centre. Like that. So it's bang on centre. There we go, we're all right. Shame the piece isn't, but never mind. Right, let's start up and see if it flies off. No, it hasn't. Okay. So it's going to make a few cuts now. So we're going to come in. Let's see. As long as I'm not too hard, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm not bothered cleaning the front up yet because I don't want to clean all that up and taking it away. I'll clean up the bit I need to at the end. Now, as I said, come over, close your flute, get on there, okay, just rotate it and you'll come in, drop the handle, go up. You can see where we're cutting, right above centre, come up, get onto the bottom, open my flute and come down to the bottom. So as I come onto the bottom, I can open my flute because the wings can't catch, and then the wood that's coming down is coming down onto this edge. If I have my flute that way and push across, I'm coming onto here. That's scraping, okay? I'm going to blunt my tool. And we've just gone through all that trouble to sharpen it. I don't want to blunt it. Right, now I'm going to clean the front up. Yeah, see, that's better than having to go all across that front. And I certainly don't want to go that way and scrape across it, because I'm just going to blunt the tool. I just spent all that money on a jig to sharpen it. I don't want to blunt it. There we go, that's enough. Right, so I'm in. Up she goes. Up. Flute open the flute, right up, fully open. Let's come to the middle. Flute fully open, and we can come across to the middle. Right, I'm going to stop at that. And we'll have a look. There we go, not a bad bit of hollow in there. Okay. So there you go, guys. If you want to sharpen your bowl gouge, that'll give you a bowl gouge that's sharp enough, and that's still like a razor. That's still sharp as anything. We haven't done nothing to blunt it, see? See, as long as you don't scrape, you won't take that edge off. If you scrape, that edge will go immediately. Within 3 or 4 cuts, you've taken that edge off, okay? If you don't scrape, you won't take the edge off. And as you can see, we can take some fairly hefty cuts there, and we've got quite a nice finish. I'm not going to finish it completely off. It's not about that. It's about sharpening. Right, so there we go, guys. That is it. And we managed to get all those shave-ins. I'm just sharpening up now.
So you should be able to do a whole bowl without
sharpening,
having to resharpen again.
Yeah. Shouldn't have to keep sharpening. Right, so we've got a little knob and threaded insert. You're going to have to pick up from wherever you can get one from. We've got a little bit of beech, 45mm by 35mm, okay, and we put a hole in there. Look, see, we've sharpened that up. We ain't even got that stuck. Look, that? I would glue that if you're doing it and keeping it right. Hole 45 degrees angle in there, okay. Basically look for near enough centre, slightly forward of centre, okay, and that's that bit. Handle is we've got 6 1/4 inches from there to there, okay, the whole thing. Thickness, do whatever you want to do. You can make it nice and thin, make it nice and thick, do whatever you want, okay. So 6 1/4, 45, 35, 16mm hole I drilled. That will take the bigger gouges. These. So this is the 5/8 one. Yeah, it takes it. It's a tighter fit. Might have to give a little wiggle in there. It's a little bit tighter fit, but they do go through. If you just wiggle the drill bit in it and make it a bit. Like I said, you're going to have to drill. I can't get out now. You're going to have to drill it to what size tools you want. So if you've got a bigger gouge, then just use a bigger piece of wood and make it bigger, okay. This just needs a little bit of cleaning up inside, and then that's going to slide through lovely. So that's that. That's the measurements. You've just heard them. I've just given them to you, so don't contact me and ask me for them. Right, this piece here we have, just to recap, from this piece here that is your jig piece, you want 5 inches to the centre of your wheel, okay. And we've got from the face of our wheel out, our first hole, which does our grind, is 5 1/4 inches. Our second hole, which does our second grind, to take the bit of the bevel away, so you can get around those curves like that, 4 1/4, okay. And that is it, guys, and that will work whether you've got a 6-inch wheel or an 8-inch wheel. It won't matter, as long as you've got that from the front of the wheel and that height there. That will do you, and you'll be able to recreate that grind every time. If it starts, it'll take a long time before you'll take that off if you're just touching up your grind. When that moves, you might have to just alter it. You could alter it by drilling another hole. Personally, just 2 screws. Unscrew it, move it in, mark it there, okay. So get your pencil. When you first put it on, put a mark there. If your wheel wears a little bit, you might have to just move it to there, and then later on to there. It's that easy. It's 2 screws. It's so easy to adjust, guys. But it ain't going to cost you nothing. You know, a piece of scrap wood, you can make it up. It gets you into sharpening, you know, and it all came about. My first one I did where I showed the sharpening on the lathe is because a guy contacted me and said, can I send my chisels to you for you to sharpen them? And I said, no. It's because what are you going to do? I'm going to send them back to you. What are you going to do? An hour's turning and then send them all to me again for sharpening. You don't sharpen them once and that's it. You've got to learn to sharpen yourself. And he said the same. He said, a very small shed. I don't own a grinder. I don't really want one. I can't go into doing all that. And that's why I've done that with the lathe. I said, you've got a lathe, make a sharpening system up for your lathe. And that's why we did it.
Yeah.
So, but there you go, guys. If you got just pop into Lidl's, get a cheap grinder. Anything. They're doing one at the moment. It's got a belt one side and the grinding stone that side. Cheap enough. So, right, there you go. I will see you on the next one, guys. I hope that's helped. Get sharpening, get using your bowl gouges as well as your carbides, and there you go. Toodle pip, and I'll see you on the next one.
Stay sharp, guys. Bye, guys.
Stay sharp.
Yeah.